Tonight on 49ers Cal High Sports Report presented by U.S. Bank. Lots of changes and postponements because of the smoke, but playoff games were played and we were there. We have Mitty taking on Oak Grove, Sacred Heart Prep meets St. Ignatius, and Live Oak battles Sacred Heart Cathedral.
We'll head to Southern California for the state volleyball finals, exciting water polo with Palo Alto and Los Altos, and we'll share the story of this football team and the emotional connection between some of its players. 49ers Cal High Sports Report starts now.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports Report presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We begin tonight in the CCS Open Division III bracket, where the Sacred Heart Prep Gators come in as the third seed. The Gators with a very impressive 9-1 record, finishing second in the Peninsula Bay Division.
Yep, the Gators very good, taking on a St. Ignatius team battling in the very tough West Catholic League all season long and looking to take their 7th seed to a section title. It's the Gators and Wildcats. Exciting matchup as Sacred Heart Prep takes on St. Ignatius in the first round of the CCS playoffs. After an early safety to put Sacred Heart Prep up 2-0, Raymond Price III dumps it off to John Willard on the screen, and Willard would go all the way into the end zone untouched. SHP looking for 2 more to tack on. Price III will throw the smoke screen out to Thomas Hardy, putting himself into the end zone. Ref says it's good, 10-0 Sacred Heart Prep. Halfway through the second, RP3 sets up the pass, but here comes Alfred Aguaitafa roaring in with the sack. SI with the ball now, Zachary Taylor-Smith buying time, keeping his eyes downfield, and he finds a wide open Brian Blake, and Blake turns on the speed. It's a 15-yard catch and run. Taylor-Smith now pitching it off to Mark Biggins Jr. He waltzes into the end zone, 10-7 SHP leads, 5 minutes left in the second. Price III now setting back up in the pocket and then decides to take off on a 35-yard scamper down the field to set up for a field goal that ended up no good before the half. Sacred Heart fresh out of halftime. RP3 hands it off to Tommy Barnes. Barnes will shrug off a couple of defenders and be taken down 30 yards downfield. A powerful run there. Taviti Moy looking to one-up Barnes' powerful run with a better one. Moy shrugging off 1, 2, 3 defenders. What a run! That dash sets up an SHP field goal, 13-7 Gators. Taylor-Smith now sitting in the pocket, lofting it up for his big man receiver Brian Blake, who brings it down. But the Cats did not score, and then later in the fourth, the pass is picked by William Peterson to seal the deal. Sacred Heart Prep wins it 13-7. The Gators to take on the winner of Sacred Heart Cathedral and Live Oak. Highlights of that one later in the show. Now time for a CCS Division IV matchup between the undefeated Independent 76ers and the Soledad Aztecs. The Sixers spending a lot of time on offense early on. Quarterback Jordan Osby pitching to Jonathan Medina, who brings it into Aztec territory for a big gain there. Indy finishing the drive off as Osby connects with Javon Smith in the end zone. Sixers lead it 14-0. Second quarter, Indy keeps at it on offense. Osby has some time, goes long, and there for the catch is Jesse Lopez. Perfectly placed. Sixers up by 21. Indy absolutely dominant in the first half. Osby handing it to Dylan Oliver. Dylan avoids traffic and cuts to the outside, diving for the pylon, and he is just in. Nicely done there. Indy gets the ball back with 1 minute left in the first half. Osby escapes the pocket, hitting Casey Ajemba for a Sixer first down. And then Osby gets the snap and under pressure looks for an open man. He finally finds Lopez at the 30, and Lopez heading for home but gets brought down just short of the end zone. The Sixers finishing the drive with a touchdown to close the first half ahead 28-0. The Aztecs get on the board in the third, but we in Indy City, baby, the Sixers don't let up. Watch Osby pitch it to Medina. The senior running back goes far sideline. Watch the block by Oliver to clear the way for Medina to bring it 94 yards to the house. The Sixers advance easily to the second round of the CCS D4 bracket. The Sixers to play the winner of Carlmont and Willow Glen. Highlights from that game coming up a little bit later on in the show.
The Presentation Panthers looking for back-to-back state titles. They have to go through the 1-seed Ontario Christian, who has a 21-18 lead in the first. Camille Babita to Kylie Francisco with the kill. Perez with 7 straight points to secure set 1. Babita, the libero, finds Jenna Sandal in the corner, and the Panthers win the first set by 4. Set 2, the Knights attack early. Kylie Goathard with the set to the Knights spark plug Annika Jorgensen, and the Panthers would trail this set by as much as 7, but fighting hard, Francisco the dig big. Franny Longwello back sets it to Sandal, and that's good for a Panther point, but the Knights tied up at a set apiece. It's Giselle Vogel setting it on over to Jorgensen. 25-18 the score in set 2. OC takes the momentum into the next set. Vogel back setting it to Peyton Tazalar, and the Knights win set 3, taking the lead in the match, but Prez knows how to compete as an underdog. Lauren Gottschall and Sophia Strauss block the shot. Then it's Longwello setting it up the middle for Andy Valenzuela. There's a kill for the junior, but Ontario Christian was not letting up. Championship point for the Knights. Francisco to Alex Gorth, and OC takes home the D3 title, beating the Panthers in 4. Sandal doing work for Prez in her final game, 17 kills.
The Leland fans showing great support for their top-seeded Chargers against Soquel. Leland in charge from the start. Irvine-bound senior Nina Flynn with a rocket from way out, 1-0 Chargers. More Leland still in the first. Here's Nina's little sister Jenna bullying her way free. Then with some space, Lofty at home, a perfect shot, 2-0 Chargers. So in the first, Leland getting great play in the net by Georgia Stebbins. This one of her 11 saves in this one. Later in the first, Chargers on a 2-on-1 break as Nina Flynn draws the defender, then tosses to Alyssa Ross with the one-timer. And the first and another Leland goal, and once again it's Ross, this time over the defender and just under the crossbar. Great shot, Leland up 4-0 after 1. Second period, another 2-on-1 opportunity for Leland as Zoe King fires it off the post. Zoe gets the rebound and smartly tosses over to a wide open Jenna Flynn. Soquel gets on the board here as Kelsey Matisse fires it off the post. The rebound is gobbled up by Caitlin Betancourt, who spins and fires for the goal, but Leland in control throughout. Jenna Flynn again with a rocket from way outside as the Chargers win their 3rd straight section title. Ross with 3 goals. The Flynn sisters combined for 5 goals in the win.
It's definitely bittersweet. My little sister Jenna's on this team, and this has been like one of the greatest seasons ever, getting to play with her and now getting to leave her next year. It's going to make me sad, especially the rest of my team, the girls I've been playing with since I was 7 years old. It's going to be a sad day.
Each week, we present the Players of the Week and a rap produced by the Hip Hop Department at the Rikus Center.
The Rikus Center producing an original rap every week based on last week's games. Here are this week's Players of the Week.
Rikus Center's back with another Players of the Week rap. Are you listening? Let's take a hard predicament like Ray Charles windsurfing and put it in the hands of Carl Richardson. This junior quarterback for the Salinas Cowboys can show you how to turn that into OK Corral noise against a team that beat them once before. They didn't win that battle, but they could win the war. This first round of the CCS playoffs. Thanks to Richardson, now we can watch his team take off. Right? The next star to stare at is Shamar Garrett, a running back moving through holes like a large ferret. De La Salle Spartans shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates 38-0 now. Fix your eyelids on this. 11 carries, 143 yards, a rushing and passing touchdown, and more on the D squad. Number 24 also left with an interception. That's an Iron Man Spartan. Put that in perspective, okay? You know it. Cal High Sports, Rikus Center.
Stanford Healthcare brings us great information on sports-related injuries every week.
Here's the 49ers head team physician, Dr. Tim McAdams, with this week's tip.
A concussion is a traumatic brain injury that affects brain function. There are a few things you can do for an initial assessment. First of all, it may seem obvious that if an athlete temporarily loses consciousness or displays seizure-like activity after a head injury, then they are out and they need immediate evaluation. But sometimes it's not so obvious, and you may not have the benefit of slow-motion video replay as we do in the NFL. The most common signs are confusion, headache, memory loss, and balance and coordination problems. But these can sometimes be subtle. Fixate on the athlete's eyes and see if they can focus on your question. So-called Maddox questions are 5 basic questions that can be helpful in this assessment. Remember, there is no such thing as a mild head ding, and if in doubt, sit them out.
Coming up to Southern California we go for Bishop O'Dowd in the D1 state final.
And Mountain View takes on Burlingame in CCS football action next.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from U.S. Bank could help make it possible. and a dedicated financial partner will be with you every step of the way. See about pre-qualifying today. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Defender twice my size. Bring it. Down by 2? I got this. I love this game as much as the pros. I may not play for the Warriors, but I have the same doctors. Teaming up to keep the pros and me at the top of our game.
The biggest Wrangler sale in Cali is at the #1 volume dealer in Cali, South County of Gilroy and South County of Marin. We have to sell 200 Wranglers by the end of the month. Get $10,000 off the remaining 017 new Wranglers in stock. Unbelievable! Lifted topless Rubicons, Sahara hardtops, soft tops, lifted to the max. So go over the biggest mountain. Get to your favorite hunting ground, your favorite beach, and enjoy life. There are millions of people in Cali, but only 200 will get this deal.
Back at the NBC Sports Studio with the Division I state title game in volleyball. The Bishop O'Dowd Dragons are the NorCal champions and are headed to the state title game for the first time ever.
And where's that played?
That is played at Santiago Canyon College in Orange County.
And we had to pay to go?
We did. I got to go.
You got to go. Who got to pay? That's a problem. BOD taking on the top seed in the D1 bracket, Temecula Valley. We take you down to Santiago Canyon College in Orange, California for the highlights.
Blockbuster game. Yeah.
Warming up behind me are the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons as they hope to take home a state title in their first appearance at the CIF State Championship. The Dragons beat the defending Open Division champs in the NorCal final to get to this position. Junior Michelle Owabede has been a driving force behind this Dragon team, averaging almost 11 kills a match. It's the end of the road for the O'Dowd Dragons, and the finale is our block construction blockbuster game. O'Dowd commanding this match at the get-go. Augustina Santa Cruz connects with Michelle Owabede in the corner, and she tools it off the block for the 5-point lead, but Temecula Valley has a hard-hitting outside hitter as well. This is freshman Emma Rhodes smashing it off the Jordan Amoy set, and here's set point for Bishop O'Dowd in the first. Alexandria Hogland to Nadia Pace to Owabede, and the Dragons win the set by 2, leading the match 1-0. Set 2, O'Dowd up 10-8. It's a Jasmine Powell dig, a Santa Cruz set, and an Owabede smash. But TV would go on to tie this match up. Amoy sets it to Mackenzie Nutting, and the Golden Bears win set 2 by 2 points. And in the third, O'Dowd gets the early lead. Nadia Pace stuffs the Golden Bears kill attempt. And later on in the set, the BOD lead is just 1. Jasmine to Hogland, who back sets it to Molly Bernstein. We are now tied at 19. A fantastic dig from Jasmine, and Hogland gets it to Owabede, who pushes it in the corner, but the Golden Bears are just relentless. Tied at 25. Carly Shreenan to Amoy, and Rhodes puts it away. Temecula has set point, and with the help of a service ace from Callie DuBoats, and the Bears take the 2-1 set lead, needing just one more for her title. Set 4, Jasmine Powell with the highlight reel dig, but watch the set from Santa Cruz, and Owabede finishes it off. The Dragons want it, but TV never out of arm's reach. Amoy to Shreenan once again, and that duo is trouble. Bishop O'Dowd hanging on, down 21-20 in the fourth. Hogland keeps it in play, and Annabella Parada gives it to Jasmine Powell to tie it up at 21, but Temecula executes when it counts. Mackenzie Krause-Stewart wins the battle at the net, and the Golden Bears take the D1 state title. A great match for both teams. Owabede with a sparkling 32 kills, a great season for the Dragons.
It's not always about winning. Like, we didn't win this game, but it's really beautiful when two teams full of people who genuinely love the sport and come together and enjoy it together.
We traveled earlier in the year, so we've had that experience coming to a new place and really having to put the urges and our feelings aside. And we worked really hard, and we all supported each other through it, but it came out a little bit too short.
It's Mountain View and Burlingame facing off in the first round of the D4 CCS playoffs. Right off the start, Burlingame didn't hold back. Jordan Malachus hands off to Curtis Lauti, and the Panthers get on the board in the first 2 minutes. Burlingame's defense was a brick wall. Connor Cal and Joseph Lavulo forcing a 3-and-out, leading to a quick 16-yard touchdown run from Lauti that looked very much like the first one, 14-0. Right here, the Panthers prove their running game is only as good as their O-linemen, opening up a huge hole here for Lucas Meredith, taking this one in, and Burlingame is up 21-0 in the first 8 minutes of the game. But here, J.D. Coyne shows off the arm by firing downfield and a diving catch from Austin Flax, but the Spartans would not score. Then with 2 minutes left in the half, Burlingame loves running the ball, especially with Meredith in the backfield. He tacks on 6 more. The Panthers would come out of the locker room even more dangerous. It's Joseph Lavulo this time, but don't forget Burlingame is just as dangerous passing the ball. Jordan Malachus passes this one to Taylor Kaufman. It's a leaping grab, 48-yard touchdown. Mountain View looks to get rolling on this drive with the QB sneak, and it looks like there's a hole, but out of nowhere comes Lauti for the stop. But the Spartans would later get the ball back to close out the third. J.D. Coyne goes deep and hits Flax again as Mountain View moves into their opponent's territory into the final quarter now, and the Spartans get on the board. Coyne on the slant to Ryan Camburus, but Burlingame wins it big. The Panthers advancing to play the winner of Overfelt and Santa Clara. Highlights coming up.
Each week, South County Chrysler brings us the Coach of the Week award.
This week's Coach of the Week is De La Salle head coach Justin Allenbaugh. Coach Allenbaugh's team won their opening round playoff game Friday night. The Spartans are a perfect 11-0 this season, ranked 9th in the nation.
Coach Allenbaugh, this week's South County Chrysler Coach of the Week.
Coming up, the Anza Division rivals Los Gatos and Palo Alto meeting in the CCS playoff.
But first, take a look at our final Cupertino Electric Top 10 Volleyball Power Rankings.
When I first came here, my goal was to be a contributing player on my high school's JV football team. The center actually not only helped me achieve my goals, but exceed even what I initially set out to do. I was able to continue playing football professionally through a lot of the things that I learned at the Rega Center. The Rega Center is a place to help you achieve your goals and then, tailor it to whatever the person's goals might be.
At the Pac-12 football championship game, Levi's Stadium is partnering with Avid for a special pregame working in sports program. Led by the front office leaders from the Pac-12 and the San Francisco 49ers, this package includes exclusive pregame field access for player warm-ups. Tickets are just $25. Get yours today, and we'll see you at Levi's Stadium on Friday, November 30th.
High school sports builds character, builds communities, builds legacies, and Block Construction plays a big part in this, building state-of-the-art athletic facilities all around the Bay Area. With an unwavering commitment to teamwork, innovation, and quality workmanship, Block Construction places great value on dedication, performance, and successful outcomes. Block projects inspire excellence and are a place where memories and legacies are built. Block Construction, we care, we prepare, we perform.
And you're watching the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
We are back at Levi's Stadium with the CCS Open Division I playoff game with Palo Alto and Los Gatos in a rematch from their final game of the regular season.
The Vikings took that one, but this time it's the CCS playoffs, and a loss means the end of your season. It's kind of stressful, so the Wildcats and Vikings with the season on the line.
The Los Gatos Wildcats making the trip down to Salinas as they face Palo Alto in the CCS Open D1 quarter. The Wildcats get on the board first. Jack Lewis Miller fakes the handoff, finding Kyle Smith. PAT good, 7-0 Cats. Pally comes right back. Jackson Chris takes the low snap, powering his way in, 7-all after 1. The Vikings looking to take the lead in the second, but the pass is tipped, and right there for the INT is Nathan White to stop the Pally drive. Los Gatos driving just before the half, but Wes Walters leaps up high and picks off the pass as the two teams head into the locker room at the half, tied at 7-all. Palo Alto on the attack in the third. Chris with a deep pass to Paul Thye, who hauls it in for the touchdown to give the Vikings a 14-7 lead. But the Cats scratch back. Miller looks for someone but decides to take it himself as he dives into the end zone for 6. PAT good. It's all knotted up at 14-all. Pally trying to take the lead back on their next drive, but the handoff is fumbled, and Ethan Shapard comes up with the ball to keep the game tied at 14 after 3. Los Gatos taking advantage of the turnover in the fourth as Miller throws it deep down the far sideline for Charles Debling, who makes the catch and turns on the jet sprinting 53 yards for the score, 21-14 Los Gatos. But the Vikings answer back on the ensuing kickoff. Ignacio Henley takes this one from the 7-yard line. He finds a hole and he is gone. 93 yards to the house untouched as the Palo Alto Vikings tie it up again. It's 21-all. Palo gets the ball back after a 3-and-out, and the Vikings make it count. Christ heaves it deep to Paul Thigh, who makes the catch over 2 defenders before he is taken down inside the 10. Then a couple of plays later, Chris connects with Thigh in the end zone to give Palo Alto a 28-21 lead. Los Gatos looking to answer, but Messi Ma, he gets the sack, and Pali wins it to advance to the CCS Open D1 semifinals, where they will meet the winner of Milpitas Menlo-Atherton. Highlights of that game later in the show. Each week, U.S. Bank brings us stories of inspirational athletes who have overcome adversity in their lives to succeed in school and in sports.
Robert, the Independent 76ers are having their best season yet. They're a fun team full of talent and chemistry, and the connection between some of its players is quite unique. Meet the undefeated Independent 76ers. The Sixers finished off their regular season 10-0, a feat never before achieved in the history of Independence football. What's the key to this team's success?
We say family and we say team and everybody together, and we truly believe it. You hear a lot of teams say it, but I think this team kind of feels it and we believe it and we are a family.
Ready, begin! Ready! Just like any family hit by tragedy, each member of this football team was struck hard during the second game of this past season, when Jeremy Kanangata'a's mother, Nanisi, was rushed to the hospital.
My mom, she promised me to come to my game. She got hospitalized, and my brothers told me at halftime that my mom's in critical condition, and I cried on the field. And after the game, I rushed straight to the hospital.
Her diagnosis? Breast cancer. Nanisi had only known about it for a couple of weeks, but kept it a secret from Jeremy and his older brothers.
I was really sad. I didn't want to play football anymore until I got a chance to speak with her the next morning, and she told me to keep playing hard, and it really touched my heart.
By kickoff in Game 3, Jeremy's mom was gone. He turned to his teammates for strength because, as it turns out, football wasn't the only glue bonding Jeremy and some of his other teammates.
As soon as she decided to do her little exam, I could see on her face that she was concerned.
Back in May of this year, Francine Rodriguez received a phone call from her doctor that changed her life.
She was like, "I'm so sorry, Francine, but you have breast cancer." And I just lost it. I lost it.
Francine's son, Jacob, brother, Jordan, and cousin, KC, are all seniors on this Independence team.
I heard it, but I didn't want to believe it.
It's been hard because she's a rock of our family. I look to her for my strength.
She always brings everyone together. She's always there at family events. You know, she always checks up on everybody. She's pretty much just the soul of the family.
Besides being stage 1, I was a triple negative, which is the worst breast cancer that someone can have.
Francine's chemotherapy began in the first week of the Sixers season.
I thought to myself, what am I gonna do after I lose my hair? Am I gonna show up to these football games with my wig and everything? And once I found out that Jeremy lost his mom, I don't know, it just gave me some type of confidence to go to the game without my wig.
Francine's chemo sessions are scheduled for every Friday afternoon.
I felt like I couldn't miss any games as much as my chemo was kicking me in the butt. I had to be there to support them.
As I see her getting stronger each Friday after her chemo sessions, it gets me pumped up because I know that she's stronger now, and that makes me stronger.
She'd be yelling for us, cheering us on while she's still weak, and I find it amazing how she could do that for us.
I can't thank her enough for supporting me and my family on the field every Friday night.
A football family brought closer by their love and support for 2 amazing women. One passed on, the other still fighting. Again, I love this Independence football team. Being at their game, you just get the feeling that the team is playing for something much bigger than just the final score.
Yeah, absolutely, and such a bond between the whole group, and that they're winning so much is just incredible.
Yes.
And how is Francine doing?
She's doing well. She's just finishing up her chemotherapy, and she's going to start radiation. But because they detected it so early, the doctors feel that she's going to be cancer-free.
Awesome. And so Jeremy Jacob and the rest of the Indy team are our Be Human Inspirational athletes this week. To nominate your favorite inspirational athlete, download the Be Human app in the App Store and use the tag Inspirational Athlete to share what makes your nominee so inspirational. Be Human is humanizing social media. Be human, inspire, and be inspired. Coming up, our South County Chrysler Game of the Week as Oak Grove hosts Archbishop Mitty.
And Milpitas meets mighty Menlo-Atherton as 49ers Cal High Sports Report continues.
The Cordovas felt squeezed by their monthly loan payments, so Tri-Counties Bank home loan specialist Anna Poulin team looked to loosen things up. With suggestions from Anna, they were able to improve their credit scores to qualify for a refinancing solution that paid off their mortgage, car loan, and credit cards with a new lower rate, reduced term home loan, cutting years off the original mortgage and lowering monthly payments by several $100s. Tight squeeze solved. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
Serino Group is committed to giving you the very best service when buying or selling a home, but we're also committed to giving back to the communities we serve. We are encouraged to see the good and uphold it. Serino Group has pledged to give 1% of our gross commissions to charitable and community groups making a positive difference. Serino Group has donated more than $2 million to these groups since the inception of the 1% for Good program in 2012. Go to our website to see the list of recipients. Serino Group, our community is your community.
Hi, I'm Lucy Wiedemeyer.
And I'm Keith Andrew.
And we are both brokers with Serino Group. Many of you will remember legendary football coach Charlie Wiedemeyer, my husband, who was a champion of high school sports. And together Keith and I support high school sports in our Bay Area.
One Hit Away Foundation is the only nonprofit in the country dedicated to brain healing and brain health resulting from sports-related concussions. We help athletes get better quicker and learn the benefits of brain health. Don't ignore a possible brain injury that can get worse over time if left untreated. Call One Hit Away today and find out what we can do for you, or go to our website at onehitaway.org.
Take the symptoms of a concussion seriously. Here are some of the more common symptoms: headaches, light sensitivity, increased anxiety, depression, and brain fogginess. Do not challenge a concussion. It is not worth it.
49ers Cal High Sports Report is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Block Construction, together building greatness. By Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact. By the Rikus Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. And by Stanford Healthcare.
We are back to the NBC Sports Studio with the South County Chrysler Game of the Week. It's the CCS Open Division game with Oak Grove from the Mount Hamilton League and the West Catholic League's Archbishop Mitty.
The Eagles coming into the game the 3rd seed, Mitty as the 6th seed. But this should be a good one. Mitty and Oak Grove in our South County Chrysler Game of the Week, and Robert was there.
Here come the Oak Grove Eagles, ready to take on Mitty in this Open Division II CCS playoff game. Mitty on the roll early as Raymello Murphy fires to Devin Sapp for a first down. Later, same drive, now it's the sophomore Murphy taking it himself, far sideline, 23 yards, and the Monarchs have the first score of the game. Oak Grove fighting back. Elijah Dominguez fakes the handoff, then rolls out, gets a nice block from Isaiah Nakanishi, and a first down. Isaiah Esparza now in at quarterback for the Eagles, and he fakes the handoff and travels all the way down to the 20-yard line, but the Eagles would not score. Second quarter now, the Monarchs D coming up big here. Derek Smith with the pressure, Joseph Vaughn with the sack. Mitty back in possession as the ball squirts past Murphy, but no worries as the sophomore picks it up and starts running a big gain all the way down to the 25-yard line. Moments later, handed off to Aaron Smith, who strolls in for the Monarchs, and Mitty now leads it 14-0. Later in the second, Murphy throwing to Devin Dupree, who makes the catch, breaks a tackle, and gets some valuable yards after the catch. Nice play there by number 3. The drive finishes here as Murphy tosses it up for Jonah Advincula on the fade, and Mitty has a 21-0 lead. Nice catch, Jonah. Third quarter in trouble here for the Eagles as the ball is kicked into the line. Mitty recovers and scores a short time later, 28-0. A big play there on special teams for the Monarchs. Oak Grove trying to get on the board, handing it here to Andrew Dean with a strong run for number 22 for the Eagles. Later in the drive, Esparza, play action pass. He goes deep to Nakanisha, who had a terrific game for Oak Grove, and the Eagles later made it 28-7. But one more to seal it for Mitty as the sophomore Murphy takes it 43 yards to the house as Mitty advances to meet Valley Christian next week in the D2 playoffs. Murphy talks about how the smoke this week and the delays affected his team.
It was really rough on our team, but, you know, we just kept on grinding, kept on going. You know what I'm saying? Just made us even hungrier to come out and get this dub.
Today, it was just, really, it was just built-in energy. We had delays. We were supposed to play last week, week and a half. We've been preparing, chalk talk, running through, being physical.
Well, throughout the whole season, you know, we just emphasizing trust, and, you know, we just kept on trusting in the coaches, and, you know, it's what reflected into the game today.
Back to Salinas High School as Menlo-Atherton takes on Milpitas in the CCS Open D1 quarter. Dub Bears get on the board right away. Jack Alexander with the pass to Troy Franklin, who makes the catch and walks in for the TD. Menlo-Atherton continuing the aerial attack on their next drive. Alexander connecting with Justin Anderson, who hauls it in 68 yards to the house. 14-0 Bears after one. Milpitas answers back in the second. Jacob Vargas powering his way into the end zone to cut the deficit in half, but back come the Bears. Alexander finding Jake Wang, who dives his way in for the score. 21-7 Menlo-Atherton Bears at the half. The Bears show off their ground game in the second half. Give it to Destin Hawkins. He finds a hole and turns on the jet, sprinting past everyone before being taken down at the 5. Then a few plays later, it's Hawkins punching it in for the score. 28-7 MA Bears. Milpitas looking to get back in it. Jacob Vargas throwing it deep to Israel Gill, who hauls it in for a big gain there for the Milpitas Trojans. The Trojans trying to continue the drive, but check out one of the best defenders in the nation. Daniel Hamuli making the big-time stop here. That's why everybody wants that guy. Menlo-Atherton threatening once again. Alexander throws it down the middle for Hawkins, who makes the catch and moves the chains. And then it's Alexander dumping this one to Jaden Barker, who sheds a tackle, weaving his way into the end zone as Menlo-Atherton wins it 45-28 to advance to the CCS Open D1 semifinal, where they will face Palo Alto next week.
Once again this season, Lexus of Stevens Creek presents the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteerism.
This week's Lexus of Stevens Creek Volunteer Award goes to Grace Rowell from Palo Alto Girls Water Polo. Grace was a camp counselor at Camp Okaizu, a sleepaway camp for children affected by cancer. Grace helped the campers develop their creative side to succeed in artistic activities. Grace tells us why volunteering is so important to her.
I really want to instill certain values in the younger generation and make sure that they have certain artistic skills because they are so important to me. I think that they can make a difference in a lot of young kids' lives.
Coming up, the CCS Division 4 playoff game with Overfelt and Santa Clara.
And Palo Alto battles Los Altos in a CCS water polo thriller next.
We head back out to Watsonville for Overfelt and Santa Clara. The Bruins would get this game started on the first drive. Nick Garcia hits Richard Corona with a 40-yard reception down to the goal line, as he is just short of the end zone, but Garcia will take it in from there. He rolls right for 2 yards, decides to take it in himself, and the Bruins get on the board first. Santa Clara would get the ball back, but look at the fine defensive play here by Steven Stender, penetrating the line, and he gets the sack for a 3-and-out. And Overfelt continued the momentum the rest of the game. Ulysses Reyes scrambling for Paul Renteria with his touchdown, tying the game at 7-all in the second. Santa Clara gets the ball back, but the Overfelt D coming up big again on the blitz. The ball tossed downfield, but stepping in front is Quincy Robinson, and the Royals take over. Overfelt marching downfield into the red zone. This is Tristan Meningo powering through the line for the touchdown. The Royals get the ball back, and this was the man to watch, Ulysses Alvarado, on the handoff, and he is headed to the end zone, 28 yards for the score, and Overfelt leads it 21-7. Another guy also standing out in this game for Overfelt, but it's on defense. Robinson picking this one off for his second interception of the day. Great defense there by the Overfelt Royal. Into the second half now, where it was the Ulysses Alvarado show. On the sweep, Alvarado follows his blockers, finds the hole, and he is gone. This one, 73 yards. Are you kidding me? Overfelt leads it 43-14, closing out the third. Cutting down to the final moments of the game now, and this young man is unreal. Alvarado racking up the yardage on the day, this time 41 yards. Overfelt advancing to take on Burlingame in the CCS playoffs. We caught up with Ulysses Alvarado after the game.
Man, it's just teamwork, man. We had a goal. We came out here. We wanted to rewrite history, and we're trying to make it happen game at a time.
The Los Altos Eagles slapping the water, getting ready for the CCS D2 water polo final. Palo Alto on the board first as sophomore Charles Mitz fires from distance, 1-0 Vikings. The Vikings here again, it's Alex Darby skipping it home, but Pally would never lead by more than 2. Los Altos fights back here. Alex Brett scores one of his team-high 4 goals and tied at 2. It's all Pally on the attack. The shot is off the crossbar, but pouncing on it is Dexter Gormley, and he gives Pally the 3-2 lead. But this was close the entire way. Kyle Bestrain pump fakes it, and the Eagles take the 5-4 lead. Pally right back at him. Ryan Stanley fires, it's deflected and floats into the goal. We're tied at 6 all. Third quarter now. The Vikings take control as Javid Elasti with a sidearm skip shot. It's 9-7 Pally, but Los Altos ties it at 10 with Bestrain going far post. Final period, Palo Alto takes the lead as Alex Darby connects. It's 13-12. Pally with 3 seconds left to play. The Eagles with a nice play, but the shot is off the crossbar, and the Vikings from Palo Alto celebrate the Division I CCS title in a 13-12 thriller. Ryan Stanley leading the Vikings with 6 goals.
Remember, you can buy the entire game from the games we showed tonight on the show, either on DVD or we'll send it to you digitally. Go to 49erscalhighsports.com to order.
And be sure to follow us on social media at 49ers Cal High on Twitter and on Instagram. If you like us on your TV, you should give us a like on Facebook and, most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube page. That's where you can find and share all of the highlights and features you see on the show every week.
Coming up, it's a CCS blockbuster game. It's Willow Glen and Carlmont.
And Los Altos playing in the state volleyball finals when we come back.
The difference between possible and impossible? It's a person who believes they can, surrounded and supported by others, by us, who believe it too. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
The Rica Center is well known as an elite athletic training facility, but you might not be aware of all the ways the center touches the lives of our community. In addition to athletic fitness, nature awareness, and creative arts, the Rica Center offers a diverse community service program, allowing students to gain leadership and life skills, learning the responsibilities of a real work environment, from working with young children to helping veterans with archery. The community service program will teach students the demands of a professional environment while fulfilling their high school's community service requirements.
The biggest Wrangler sale in Cali is at the #1 volume dealer in Cali, South County of Gilroy and South County of Marin. We have to sell 200 Wranglers by the end of the month. Get $10,000 off the remaining 017 new Wranglers in stock. Unbelievable! Lifted topless Rubicons, Sahara hardtops, soft tops, lifted to the max. So go over the biggest mountain. Get to your favorite hunting ground, your favorite beach, and enjoy life. There are millions of people in Cali, but only 200 will get this deal.
Back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium with the D4 CCS playoff game featuring the Carlmont Scots. The Scots had a great regular season, winning the Peninsula Lake Division.
That's right, the Scots taking on the Willow Glen Rams. The 4th-seeded Rams finished 2nd in the Santa Teresa Division this year. The Rams and Scots looking to advance this week.
Blockbuster game, yeah.
It's do or die football here at Pacific Grove High School as the Rams and the Scots meet in the first round of the CCS Division 4 bracket. The Carlmont Scots had a slow start to their season, losing their first 2, but they haven't lost since, winning 8 in a row. Carlmont likes to run the ball, featuring senior running back Julian Morin with 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns on the ground this season. For Willow Glen, it'll be senior quarterback Isaiah Basurto with 1,300 passing yards and 10 touchdowns. Only one team can move on to the second round. It's Willow Glen and Carlmont in our CCS Block Construction Blockbuster game. We start with 1:45 left in the first quarter. Willow Glen forces a fumble inside their 5 as Marquise Barba hits the ball loose and Jacob Soria recovers. The Rams take advantage as Jack Medina punches through the middle. Willow Glen on the board. But the Scots answer right back. Hand it to junior Jonathan Cunn. He finds a hole and breaks free. Look at that explosive speed. Touchdown Scots. We're tied at 7 all.
Second quarter, Scots pick it up in Rams territory. QB Siupeli Natane hands it to Julian Morin. The senior running back heads to the outside, and it takes a whole pack of Rams to bring him down. Next play, Morin gets the ball back and finishes off the drive as he plunges into the end zone. The Scots take the lead 14-7. Back from the half, the Rams looking to even things up. Isaiah Pasurto fakes the handoff and throws it into the hands of Michael Mulvini, but the drive will stall. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's Kunn back to receive the punt. He picks it up at the 34-yard line, and look at this kid move, dodging defenders left and right. Kunn cannot be stopped. An incredible 66-yard punt return touchdown. Carlmont up by 2 touchdowns, but the Scots want more. Natane hands it to Simon Tara, and he's got a clear lane into the end zone. Carlmont wins it 28-7 to advance to the second round, where they will face Independence. Kunn tells us how the win feels.
This win felt amazing because we haven't been to the playoffs in 27 years, so it's just a great feeling for us. It's our hard work and dedication to practice. We're just so grateful that we had the chance to be here to make all of our parents and fans happy.
In Pacific Grove with our blockbuster game, I'm Kiara Biagini, 49ers Cal High Sports Report. The Los Altos Eagles taking the trip to Santiago Canyon College in Orange County to vie for the D2 state final. Set 1, Eagles trailing by 3. Caitlin Wong finds Katie Christian in front of the net to cut the Village Christian lead, but the Crusaders with set point here. A great dig from Elizabeth Miller, and Kendall Jensen connects with Peyton Hudspeth. VC takes the first by 9 in Los Altos, stealing the momentum in the second. Jackie Wing to Kishton, who sets it up for Claire Kwok, and the match is tied at 16 here. Wong the dig, then it's Lauren Wang to Kwok once again, and she smashes it down. Later on in the set, Naomi Kramu with a perfect serve, and watch the Eagles do their ace dance. But the Crusaders have set point here. Sarah Denham to Kendall Jensen to Peyton Hudspeth, and the Eagles down by 2 sets but take the lead early in the third. Kwok stuffs this ball, giving the Eagles the 6-3 lead, and later on it's tied at 16. Camille Blanc gets it to her fellow captain Tori Hausch, and she buries it in the corner, but here comes championship point for Village Christian. Denham to Kendall Jensen with the trick shot, and that's all she wrote. Village Christian is the D1 state champions. Los Altos finishing their season as runner-ups with a 33-9 record, a great season for the Eagles.
It's the CCS field hockey final between Cupertino and Los Gatos. Los Gatos with a red-hot start early on. Olivia Fox rifles it in to put the Cats up 1-0. Now watch this one closely. Fox passes it across the goal. It's tipped by Natalie Deck, and then Natalie Moore will hit it out of the air and score 2-0 Cats. Cupertino driving downfield with an opportunity to score. Sam Janig tries to strike one in, but barely misses wide left after being tipped by a defender. Los Gatos looking to increase the lead. A nice pass ahead to Ava Virgin running in the open space, and she scoops it in for the Cat score. Los Gatos capped the game with his third and final score to win it after 112 straight wins and their 6th straight CCS title. The Lady Wildcats are taking the CCS Championship trophy home. Very impressive win by the Wildcats, who win it 3-0 on goals by Fox, Moore, and Bridget.
Each week, the Harker School celebrates its pursuit of academic excellence with the Scholar Athlete Award. This week, we honor Leland water polo star Nina Flynn. Nina led her team to the CCS title again this year. Nina has a sparkling 3.95 GPA.
She is awesome. Brought to you by the Harker School. This week, Harker congratulates its journalism department for receiving 2 Crown Awards from the prestigious Columbia Scholastic Press Association. This is the first time Harker has received 2 Crown Awards in the same year, one for Talon, the yearbook, and the second for Winged Post, the student newspaper. At Harker, preschool through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org.
Each week, Adobe brings us a tip on how to use great Adobe products to improve your highlight reel or team video.
Here is this week's Adobe tip. If you want to put yourself or your subject over your video, using a green screen is a great way to do it. You can buy a green screen in various shapes and sizes online. When you set it up, try and make sure the screen is perfectly smooth and well lit. Then make sure your subject is well lit also without putting shadows on the screen. Premiere Pro has a great tool called Ultra Key. This makes it easy to remove the green area, leaving only your subject over the background of your choice. Another way, the Adobe Creative Cloud makes it easy to create great videos. Coming up, action from the CCS Open Division III bracket. It's Live Oak and Sacred Heart Cathedral.
But first, here's our Cupertino Electric Top 10 Power Rankings for football.
'49ers Cal High Sports Report is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. By South County Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Drive a little, save a lot. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. And by the Serino Group, here for good.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Pazine in Palo Alto, and I'm proud to support high school athletes on the 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Hi, Ed Graziani, a founding member of the Serino Group. I'm proud to support high school sports on the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
We're back at Levi Stadium for another Open Division III game. This one has the Fighting Irish from Sacred Heart Cathedral coming off their best regular season in years, winning 3 games in the West Catholic League.
The Irish taking on the Fighting Acorns from Live Oak. The Acorns featuring outstanding quarterback Jonathan Singleton, who likes to throw to our guy CO2, Caleb Ojeda. The Acorns and the Irish this week.
North Bay Sports coverage is brought to you by South County Chrysler of Marin. Here come the Live Oak Acorns on their home field as they battle Sacred Heart Cathedral. First quarter, and the Irish put together a nice scoring drive to start the game. Handed off to LeVar Watkins Jr. on the sweep for a nice first down gain. Later, same drive, this is Anthony Hurd, 23 yards, darting his way into the end zone, the Irish with a 7-0 lead. Live Oak was able to move the ball throughout the game. Here, Jonathan Singleton hits Matt Blocker for a first down, but the Acorns would not score on the drive. Final moments of the first half now. Live Oak to punt, but the rollout punt runs into a group of Fighting Irish as the kicker is tackled just short of the end zone. Short time later, Cian Dowling play action pass to a wide open Danilo Ruiz, and Sacred Heart has a 14-0 lead at the half. Second half now. Down 14, the Acorns looking to get back in it as Singleton tosses out to Mosiah Saulala as he is tough to bring down. A big gain there for the Live Oak Acorns, but one more time on this drive, the Acorns would not score. The Irish defense doing a great job all night long. A huge play here as Evan Deere strips the ball loose. Jumping on it is Spencer Goldfine, and the Irish are in business again. Dowling a fade to Watkins Jr., who loses the defender and makes the catch as the Irish take a 20-0 lead. Desperation time now for the Acorns as Singleton rolling out hits Connor Hennings for a big first down on a drive for the Acorns, but again, they did not score on the drive. The Irish are able to run out the clock with the thundering Hurd. Anthony Hurd picking up a big first down here. And then one more time for Hurd as the Irish go on to win it 20-0. The Irish advancing to play Sacred Heart Prep next week. Hurd with a big game. He talks about what this playoff win means for the Fighting Irish.
Honestly, this game meant everything to us because last year, playoffs, first round, they came to our home at Kezar and really kicked our butts. And coming to this game, we came hard these 2 weeks, you know, the fires and everything. We came in hard, ready to get back to what they took from us last year. So all we're ready to do is keep moving forward.
The Mountain View volleyball team had a fine season once again this year.
The girls meeting up with Shanberries from 99.7 now at the Rikus Center to talk about it this week.
Hey, we're at the Rikus Center in Menlo Park, the premier training facility on the peninsula where goals are achieved. Hey, it's Shan from 99.7 now, here with the ladies of the Mountain View girls volleyball team. That's what I'm talking about, ladies. Well, let's start off talking about goals. What are some of the goals that you guys set to achieve this season?
Well, I think we're really focused on playing for each other, not playing for ourselves. We all really genuinely care about each other, and we all have really strong commitment to the team and to each other, so I think that was like our main focus.
Do you think you're going to keep playing volleyball throughout college too?
I might. I'm looking into it, but I'm not sure yet.
Well, I really hope you continue playing volleyball. Let's talk about CCS. You guys made it after so many years. How was that experience for you guys?
It was so amazing. Yeah, it was the first time in 10 years we made it to state, and we made it to CCS before that.
We just kind of all came together as a team and had great chemistry throughout the entire season. So.
And you're a senior, right? You're also graduating this year?
Yeah.
Oh no, are you going to miss all your friends?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to miss them so much.
Oh, that's so sad, but you guys had amazing camaraderie, and I'm sure you guys are going to keep in touch throughout college. Let's go over to Ashley. I'd love to end with traditions. Tell us some of those traditions for you guys.
So our biggest tradition is definitely where the seniors pick a surprise morning to go into the non-seniors' homes and essentially like kidnap them and take them to breakfast. It's a really great, fun way to bond with our teammates, definitely more like in the beginning of the year when we don't know each other as well. So I think that's probably our most favorite, most memorable tradition we have.
Oh my God, that sounds awesome, and I want to be part of this team. I'm Shan from the Fernando and Greg Show. You can catch me every morning, 6 to 10 a.m., and then 10 to 2 on 99.7 Now. Give it up for the ladies of the Mountain View Girls Volleyball Team.
DGDG.com presents the Be Happy Play each week. This was a play in a game this week that made everybody happy. This week's Be Happy Play goes to the Palo Alto boys water polo team. The final shot that could have tied the game goes off the crossbar, and the Vikings get the 1-goal win to take the CCS title. And everybody in the pool, they were pretty happy about it. Go to DGDG.com to find out how you can be a happy car buyer.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion Play of the Week. Some great plays this week. We'll see who gets it next.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Riker Center.
Hi, I'm Andrew Havili. Today's training tip is a half Turkish getup. What Ryan's going to do now, he's going to roll on his shoulder, elbow, and then hand, and then extends his hips straight up and come back down the same order. It's a great exercise if you have limited time and want to get as many muscle groups as possible. Do it again. So shoulder stability, come about elbow, hand, extend, and back down.
The winner of the Service by Medallion Play of the Week, it's a hat, a very cool pair of headphones, and an invitation to our 49ers Prep End of the Season Awards Banquet right here at Levi's Stadium, Monday, May 20th.
Yep, the banquet is a lot of fun. First off, we'll show you some honorable mentions and then award this week's Play of the Week.
Play of the Week. We start with Austin Flax from Mountain View, the Spartan, with a terrific diving catch. Burlingame's Taylor Kaufman pulling this one down, a great catch, and then he takes off and runs it in for the touchdown. Paul Thigh from Palo Alto is triple teamed on this play. Paul had an outstanding game for the Vikings and a great catch right there. But the play of the week has to go to Jonathan Kuhn from Carlmont. He's going to go 66 yards, juking defenders. In and out he goes, slicing and dicing like a Vegematic. Jonathan Kuhn from Carlmont, a 66-yard punt return for the touchdown. One more time, Jonathan. You're coming to the banquet with the play of the week. That's the play of the week, and that's our 49ers Cal High Sports Report for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Be sure to join us next week. We'll show you a San Francisco football team helping out the homeless for the holidays. We will see you next week.